name's Claire and this is Stitch Sew. Thank you so much for joining me today for another episode of Friday Sews. So today's episode is all about what I've been sewing, what I've been buying, and some plans that I've got for the next week or so. So if that interests you, please stick around with me today. Now, I guess most of you all know by now that the hashtag Friday Sews is used by a good number of us vloggers. I think there's about 100 people doing different videos and things now. So please do check out the hashtag, and of course do check out the lovely Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, who was responsible for starting the hashtag and just bringing this beautiful sewing community together. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Jen. So you'll notice in the background I've got my work set up behind me, so apologies for that. I am filming in my lunch break, but I wanted to get a video out to you, so hopefully I'll get it out later on this evening. If not, it might be a little bit late and be coming out on Saturday, but hopefully it will be out for you late Friday evening. So what have I been up to in the last week or so? So the first thing I'm going to talk about is what I'm wearing. And this is my version of the Iris t-shirt by Forget Me Not Patterns. I've used a teal cotton jersey that I bought from Pound Fabrics. It's a beautiful quality cotton jersey fabric, and they do a good range of colours, and I've used their jersey a few times now. It washes beautifully, it's really good quality. It's quite thick in relation to some cotton jerseys, I would say, and whilst obviously it is stretchy, it doesn't have, say, kind of the same level of stretch as some cotton jerseys, such as perhaps like a viscose, more of a viscose jersey, or some other cotton jerseys. So it's worth noting that you won't get quite as much sort of stretch from it, and you might want to consider sort of your sizing in relation to that should you buy fabric from them, but I would highly recommend it because it's beautiful. So I have used this fabric once before, this particular colour, to make a pearl cardigan, and that's a Tilly and the Buttons pattern, and I really love teal, and so I decided to buy a little bit more and make myself a t-shirt. Now what I particularly like about the Forget Me Not pattern is this sleeve detail. It's got this gorgeous pleat detail on the sleeve, and I'm going to pop up a line drawing hopefully so that you can see that as well. But I just think that just adds a little bit extra, and obviously it's got this band detail around it as well. On my version I have slightly lowered the neckline, or actually I've lowered the neckline quite a few inches. It probably should come around here as more of a crew neckline, but I've lowered the neckline because I just feel a little bit more comfortable just with that, having a slightly larger chest. I think that works for me. And the other thing that I did in terms of the pattern, I've added an inch to the bodice length just because I'm quite tall. Basically I graded from one size and graded out at the waist and hips, and I'll pop those size details up on the screen for you. It was a lovely pattern to sew. This is, I think, the second Forget Me Not pattern that I've sewn. I've also sewn their Vera top, which is a free pattern, so well worth checking that one out as well. And the instructions are beautifully clear, really well done. It's a PDF pattern, and it is a layered pattern so that you can take out the layers that you don't want, or like me, I obviously kept 2 different layers in so that I could grade between the 2. So that has worked out really beautifully. Now I also wanted to make something for my sister. It's her birthday coming up, and so I decided when I was going to make this top that I would also make one for her as well. Actually I ended up making her version first, and I'll show you that in a minute. And she's a bit smaller than me, and so I made one particular version and I tried it on, and it was a bit snug on me, so I thought perfect, that will fit her perfectly. And then I went on to make the slightly larger version for myself, and I also dropped the neckline on my version, whereas the other version has got the actual neckline on. So this is the other version that I've made. As you can see, it's exactly the same colour, so hopefully we won't end up wearing it at the same time. And this has got the standard kind of patterned neckline on it, and I've popped in a little label there saying handmade, and that is a Kylie and the Machine label, I think. Again, it's got this beautiful detail on the sleeve there, and in this beautiful teal cotton jersey, which I really, really like, from, as I say, from Pound Fabrics. So that's one of the gifts that I have made for her. So two makes so far, and then I've made one other crafty make this week, and that is another gift for my sister, and it's just a little pouch, a little cosmetics bag, or she likes to do crochet, so maybe she can use it for that side of things. And it's got this sort of jungle theme on the background with zebras and tigers and cheetahs, and obviously leafwear, and then inside it's just kind of got sort of a print that kind of picks up some of the colours on the outside. So that's a really easy, simple little pouch, and a pattern that I use really quite frequently to start little pouches like this. It was just from a YouTube tutorial, of which it was ages ago that I found it, and it had like a free pattern attached to it, free template. So if I can find it, I will link it below, because yeah, it's a very easy one to follow along with. So yeah, really a useful additional gift, and I'm just going to load it up with, I've got a candle, and I'll see what other bits and bobs I can find to pop in there. So hopefully she'll really like that, and I have told her, because she does watch my videos, not to watch until after the weekend, after I've seen her, and her birthday's on Monday, so after I've seen her on Monday, then she's allowed to watch the video. So those are the three things that I've been making this week. Some nice sort of easy projects. It's been really lovely to just sew up some things where I didn't involve, you know, huge numbers of steps and a huge amount of time. But it was also really nice to sew up a t-shirt that had a little bit of extra detail on the sleeve, so I would highly recommend the pattern. Again, it's the Iris t-shirt by Forget Me Not Patterns. So I've been buying a few things over the last week or so, and which have arrived in the post, so I thought I'd share those with you today. The first thing that has arrived is some labels from Paige Joanna. Now, Paige Joanna has got a YouTube channel and quite a large following on Instagram as well, and she runs an Etsy shop which sells labels and postcards and things that she designs, and buttons. But she is closing her Etsy shop for a while. She's got too many plates spinning, I believe, and so something has to give while she's a new mum, and you know, she does other freelance work as well. So she's decided to close the Etsy shop for now. So I thought I'd pick up some labels. Hopefully you can see them and the light's not reflecting too much on the bag there. But if it is, then I'll obviously put a picture up on the screen so that you can see it better. I just thought those would be really cute to go in my me-made clothes. I don't always pop a label in, but it is nice to have them for when you do want to. The next lot of things that I bought was from So Hayley Jane Outlet Shop. Now, she put an email out, because I was subscribed to her newsletter, that she was putting some new stock up on her outlet shop, and some of them at really good reduced prices. So I thought it was well worth having a check out. I don't subscribe to her subscription boxes, not because I don't think they're beautiful, just at this point I can't really justify spending money on fabric that I don't know what I'm going to get. But I do very much enjoy watching people's unboxings, and I pretty much watch loads of them when they come out. So at some point, I may well subscribe to a subscription box, but at this point, I can't justify it. However, I couldn't resist having a little look at the outlet shop. So the first thing I bought was one of these Prim magnetic pin holders, because I just thought that would be really useful, especially if I sort of drop pins on the floor. I thought I could sort of, you know, pick them up with that. So that's one of the items that I bought. I bought this really cute postcard, which is like an artist impression of your sunflowers, and her sort of looks like she's sewing the sunflowers. So I think that was really lovely, and I just thought it'd be really nice to have up on the wall. So I'll have to get a frame for that, and find somewhere nice in my sewing space to put that one. And then I also got some of this cotton jersey fabric. It's really lovely. It's, I believe it's a poppy fabric. I might be wrong on that, but it's a really beautiful fabric. I think it came in one of the luxury boxes, and it's not necessarily in my colour palette, but I really thought it would make some beautiful pyjamas. I love handmade, me-made pyjamas. I think they're really lovely, and I just thought they would sew up some really nice pyjamas. I would probably use the Tilly in the Buttons Juno pyjamas. I've sewn those up a couple of times now, and yeah, they're really nice. I generally, again with the t-shirt, I lower the neckline slightly because I don't like to feel sort of restricted up there, and particularly not in bed. So yeah, I think I will sew that up at some point in the near future, hopefully, into some pyjamas, and I may well pick out one of these colours for sort of the cuffs and the neckband and things. So hopefully that one will look really, really lovely. So thank you, Hayley, for putting those up if you're watching. And the other thing that I got in the pack, which was a little bit of an added bonus, was this lovely little pencil that says Queen of Sewing. So that was a little extra that Hayley had put in. And also she'd put in some lovely little labels, which were in, I think, one of the very recent boxes from the Lemon Patch, which say, well, I do like spots. So let's see if I can get one out so we can have a little look at it properly. This only arrived in the post today, so it's quite exciting. So on one side it's just got some spots, and on the other it says, well, I do like spots. So I'm going to have to buy some spotty fabric at some point, aren't I? So love it. So thank you, Hayley, for those little added extras. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. So exciting. So that's everything that I've been sewing and buying. But in terms of my plans for the next week ahead, now I have spoken on my channel before how I was looking to sew up a parka coat for my husband after he saw a parka on the sewing bee and asked me if I would make one, and I very rashly at the time said yes, and very, very quickly bought some fabric for it. And so now he keeps asking me about it. So I was supposed to start it in July, didn't happen. Supposed to start it in August. We're now in the beginning of September and I haven't done it. However, I have cut out the pattern in a 12 fabric, just in some white sort of cotton fabric, to sort of try it for size and just try out some of the pattern techniques, etc. The pattern that I'm looking to sew up is the Simplicity S9052. And I'm looking to sew it up in the largest size, and hopefully that will work for him. He'd actually like the longer line coat, but I don't know whether I've got enough of my actual fabric to do that, so we'll just have to see. I've got pretty much everything I need to make the actual version apart from the two zips. I need a zip for the body, and there's a zip that makes the hood detachable, so I need to buy those as well. But other than that, I've got everything else I need that I bought from Jenny Stitches, because she was very kindly popped a package together when I said I was interested in the pattern, and could she get all the other bits and pieces together for me, which she kindly did. Obviously I paid her, but that was a really great service that she provided. So that's my plan for this week, is to sew up those. Now, another couple of things I want to mention that I'm going to be taking part in the month of September, and I will talk about this in a little bit more detail in my September plans. However, I just thought I'd mention them now because you may not have heard about them. I'm sure you probably have, because they're definitely challenges that are getting some traction within the sewing community, so hopefully you already know about them, but just in case you don't. Now, the first one that I'm looking to take part in is the Project Dresser Girl 22 challenge, which is being run by Mary from fridaysews, and her that's her YouTube channel, and she's Mary Sews for Curves on Instagram, I believe. I'll pop it all up on the screen here. And she is running a challenge called Project Dresser Girl, and the idea is a charity scenario where you sew up dresses for children that are from families of low income, etc. And the idea is that you sew up relatively sort of simple dresses, ideally in a cotton fabric, and that have got pockets and that have got no sort of fixing, so no zips, no buttons, etc. You can use ties but not ribbons. And I'm going to link all of Mari's details. I'm going to link her video and everything in the description notes below, because she goes into all the details about the challenge and the requirements in relation to it. There's not much in terms of requirements, but it's good to be abreast if you do want to take part in that. And I know that she's really hoping, the challenge ran last year, and she's really hoping to like bust it out of the park, the number of dresses that are donated this year. So it'd be great if you can get involved in that. And yeah, do check out all of the information in the description notes below, and I'll try and link Mari's video of her her introduction to it, which she put out on the 1st of September. I'll try and link it in the cards above as well. So that's the first challenge that I'm looking to take part in. I'm also looking to take part in the challenge that's being run by Michelle from Michelle Sews Again, who is running a challenge called, and I think it is, and I'm going to put it on the screen because it's slightly gone from my head. I think it is Sew Purple to End ALZ 22. So basically it's to raise awareness for Alzheimer's. It's national, I don't think it's even national, I think it's worldwide month of, raising awareness for Alzheimer's and dementia. So that's a really good cause. The idea is that you sew up something in purple. It doesn't have to be a garment, it can be an accessory or something for your dog or something, and then obviously you post it on Instagram and tag in Michelle as well. So I'm going to put up all those details on the screen, and obviously I will link everything in the description notes below, and I'll try and again link a card to Michelle's intro video for that one as well up in the cards. So 2 great challenges to take part in, and obviously the idea is that you would include your makes on Instagram and tag in either Mary for Project Dresser Girl or Michelle for So Yellow, no, it's not So Yellow, So Purple to End ALZ 22. Hopefully that is the correct title. Again, I will pop it up on the screen too and link it all in the description notes. So I think that's everything from me today. I really hope that you have enjoyed today's video. Sorry it's a little bit shorter than normal, but as I say, I am on my lunch break, but I was really keen to get a video out for you guys today to let you know what I've been up to. Do let me know what you've been sewing. Let me know if you're taking part in any of the challenges that are happening, or if there are any other challenges that are happening in the month of September that I'm not aware of as well, because it's really good to let other people know about these things if they do want to take part. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye. I really hope that you have a fantastic week, but until then, take care. Happy sewing. Bye bye.